The contrast between "Blessed is the King who comes in the name of the Lord" and crucify him, is shocking. How can people change so quickly and so extremely? How can one man endure so much adulation and so much tribulation in just 1 week's time? This is the reality of Holy Week. It begins with the triumphal entrance of Jesus into Jerusalem, the holy city, and it culminates in his death on Calvary. It includes his Last Supper with his apostles, and the betrayal by Judas, and the rejection of Peter, and the disappearance of all the others. We witness the agony and the sorrow of Mary, his blessed mother, and the kindness of Joseph of Arimathea, as well as the compassion of Jesus on the cross for all the people and the repentant criminal, and the surprising testimony of a centurion who says this man was innocent beyond doubt. In the next 7 days, we will experience the highs and the lows of the events that took place 2,000 years ago and are still happening today. As we prayerfully enter more deeply into this passion tide, we will be forced to confront our own struggle with light and darkness, with sin and redemption, with death and life. Hopefully, this Lent you have encountered your own mortality and your need for God in the form of sacrifice, prayer, and acts of charity. Hopefully, you have pushed yourself beyond your comfort zone and have grown closer to Christ, who loves you and has mercy upon you. And hopefully, if you are still working through these things, then you are at least aware of what you still need to do and remain open to what God wills for you and are committed to striving for holiness and perfection that we can only achieve with God's help. This Lent, we have all been painfully aware of the reality of sin and death through the war in Ukraine. We have seen, albeit from a distance, the devastation and the destruction caused by human pride. It is despicable and depressing. Our hearts go out to the innocent people there who are fleeing and fighting for their life. And the saddest part is that it is all so senseless and unnecessary. We feel helpless because no matter how much we may want it to stop, we do not have the power to stop it. And we all know that stopping it could lead to much bigger problems for us and for our world. All of this should remind us that we live in a fallen world, as well as the vulnerability of the human person in the face of evil. It is a vivid reminder of the need for prayer, which unites us to God, who entered into the pain and suffering of human life. He did not sit back and simply watch, but did something about it by giving us a Savior who himself was rejected, despised, and crucified. Through him, my brothers and sisters, God put an end to a life without hope. His light put an end to a world in pure darkness, and he gave us a new life in him that will never end. This is what we celebrate this week and every day until he comes again.